Mojisola Meranda, who was nominated as House Leader 49 days ago, has finally put in her resignation as the leader of Speaker of the State House of Assembly. And just on the heel of that also, we have seen that Obasa has returned as he has been reinstated as the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. But what is, how is this playing out? Of course, Mudashiru Obasa would be in a lot of, this is some form of, what would I call a political victory, where we now begin to use words of first of its kind of political comeback, after having been ousted by 36 of his lawmakers. But I'm looking at several indices now, Francis. If 36 lawmakers agreed, to take out the speaker because they questioned his leadership style, there were allegations of financial misappropriation in the House, high-handedness. These were, some of the accusations leveled against Mudashiru Obasa, which he questioned that the basic problem here is he was impeached or taken out of the seat when the House was on recess and he was abroad. So it was not like in full glare of, normal proceedings of the House. And you can also agree that that raises a lot of questions as to the validity or constitutionality of that particular move that was done by the 36 members of the House. But my biggest concern now, Francis, would be upon the return of Obasa to lead these same 36 persons, do we really believe that the crisis in the Lagos State House of Assembly has, has been put to rest because Obasa has been reinstated as, the Speaker of the House? And then the big question of the governing council of the APC in Lagos State, which looks like any, party wranglings, infightings, just submitted to the foot of the GAC and it is handled. But this particular one looks like it's, exposed some integral power play and ambition even within the GAC, because the GAC were divided amongst themselves. Should it be Meranda that is sustained, or should Obasa find his way back? But, several things happening in Lagos State right now. And another key development out of that is the fact that Mojisola Meranda has now been voted to the position of Deputy Speaker of the House. We'll take a few videos coming out of this reinstatement, resignation, and now election as Deputy Speaker. Part of the reactions we also have is that Dele Faratimi, who is a social activist and a good governance advocate, also has spoken to Nigerians. And in a moment, while we try to look at the different sides of this particular story, we'd just like to bring you Dele Faratimi's reaction, and would like to really find out what's your take on his submission. But let's take Obasa's thank you message for finding himself back as Speaker of the House.
Well, good afternoon, distinguished colleagues. I want to start by appreciating my colleagues. I want to thank you for your support, your dedication, your loyalty, and your staunch belief in our party and the utmost respect for our party leaders. I thank you, and I will always appreciate you for all you do. And let me sincerely single out my sister, the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Moji Meranda, who has been very, very, very supportive, loyal as Deputy Speaker. I thank you, ma'am, for everything. Thank you. God bless you. Let me also recognize our party chairman, Cornelius Ojelabi, and his team from our party secretariat. I thank you. I thank you for everything. Our Attorney General, Mr. Pedro, we thank you for being in our midst today. And management and staff of Lagos State House of Assembly, without you, we won't get to this stage. Above common standard of excellence, just don't come freely. But because of the hard work you put into the business of this house, Lagos State House of Assembly, I thank you for all you do. And I believe this is a challenge to you all for you to do more. I thank you. We always recognize you for what you put into the business of the Lagos State House of Assembly. I'm very sure dear Lagosians would like to hear more from me, but I want to sincerely say today is not the day for speech making, but to appreciate my colleagues and all our leaders who have put a lot to this gathering today. We thank them. Particularly, I must recognize our national leader, the former governor of Osun State, Babisi Akonde, and his counterpart from Ogun State, Aremo, former governor of Ogun State, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, and all our GAC leaders. We thank them. Our amiable governor, his deputy from Lagos State, and other party loyalists. We thank you. We recognize all of you. And we want to assure Lagosians that for us, we have resolved and determined to serve their interests and protect their interests always. Our major responsibility is to represent them, and that we have been doing. So I've also add this, that what is happening here today shows that Lagos State House of Assembly is very capable, and it's a house of integrity, a mature house that has internal mechanism to resolve in the interest of the institution and our party. As I have said, today is not a speech-making day, but a day to celebrate my colleagues, and thank them for all they've been doing. And I'm sure we'll continue to work together in peace, in love, and in harmony. So once again, I want to thank you. God bless all of us. Thank you for everything. And I must not leave behind our friends, the fifth colonies of the realm. Is it? Sorry, fourth estate of the fourth estate. Thank you, my.
Of course, credit to TVC News right there for that particular video coming out of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Obasa reinstated as Speaker of the House 49 days after he was unanimously removed by 36 lawmakers. You are going to wonder with me what the paradigm of politics in Lagos State is becoming.
Well, the question I would ask is, this case has been taken to court. There has there's been no singular mention of what the court has said. I mean, hearing was meant to suppose on March 7th. Yeah. So what would now be the decision of the court, or what would now be the fate of the case that have been instituted? Because the 26 lawmakers are still seemingly not in support of what is happening.
Yeah.
So you would ask, you rather look at the dynamics of the power puzzle or the power tussle or the power play between Obasa and the movers and shakers of Lagos State that has gotten him back. Meranda coming as deputy speaker. What is also the standpoint of the person who was the former deputy speaker before now? So there are different dynamics that this is not carrying out. And I don't know, maybe, of course, the option of always settling out of court or withdrawing the case out of court.
Withdrawing the case is one of the biggest expectations in this particular mix.
So definitely we might see that happening, but I'm concerned about what will be the fate of Lagos State under Obasa with all of this drama. That's the first concern. The second would be, can we be sure that these 26 state assembly members will continue, or 36 will continue to work together side by side with Obasa? And then Governor Sanwo-Olu on the other side, which of course, by the way, has been very quiet in the midst of all of these.
But it's the State House of Assembly. It's not the government. Because part of the conversations we are having here is that, the Lagos State House of Assembly was able to go through its challenge and resolve it internally without necessarily borrowing hands from, either the governor of, the state, or even the impact of the GSC, as was initially purported that, this is an issue that we'll just submit to the GSC and it will be worked through. So maybe we shouldn't really try to rope in Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu into all of this, because at the end of the day, forget not that all of them are the same party. Babajide Sanwo-Olu is APC. Obasa is APC. Mojisola is APC. So it's literally an APC matter. It might have been different if it were opposition. Then the governor might have now said, I do not want any kind of infractions and instability in my state. We should do something. But at this time, it's home play. The ball has been played into the net of the APC, and they're going to try to solve it as an internal affair. So maybe that's just, part of the explanations. That's why you didn't see, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, flying around in this particular matter. And it doesn't also go to say that he did not have any conversations whatsoever, but they have tried to, solve the matter, quote and unquote, internally. The GAC has been divided across, along the lines. But like he said, the major concern is the 36 lawmakers. Do they still want to be led by, will they be welcoming? Because the first time last week that he went to the House, they had, spoken up that they were not interested in his leadership. But now that he has been reinstalled in that position, how are they going to do it? Is this going to affect politics, polity? The activities and the responsibilities, oversight functions of the State House of Assembly at this time? Are we going to begin to see more fightings on the floor of plenary? Is, Obasa going to try to be vindictive against the 36 persons that tried to remove him from? See, there's a lot of, dynamics that we need to be looking at here. But, the nominations have been done. He has been restored back to the speakership position, and then Mojisola Meranda has been given the position of the Speaker of the House. But let us take Dele Faratimi's wrap up. Now, he's not just wrapping up about the Lagos State House of Assembly. A number of key issues happening in Nigeria. There is the sexual harassment, allegation against the Senate President that was moved by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan of, Kogi State. That's on the one side. There has also been the Lagos State House of Assembly drama, and there has also been the Rivers State Supreme Court ruling against Rivers State government, the activities that has gone on in the last almost 2 years. So Dele Faratimi does a summary. Now, this is more like him speaking to Nigerians. We'll take that video, and we would like to take your thoughts on that particular summary of the social activist.
Top of the week that was Natasha and Akpabio. I'll leave the stories for the lurid imaginations of each and every one of you, but how does it concern us? It's the bit where the office of the Senate President, the third citizen, quote and unquote, of a country devoid of citizenship, has been tied to nudity. But you see, in the midst of all these, there's squabbles. The lesson I want all of you to focus on is, how does the diarrhea of the monkey become the concern of the baboon? When they share these things and it goes around, we hear nothing about it. So if the two of them cannot manage their relationships, just like the elder sister from Ekiti said, manage the thing is for elders. So even me, I'm sure I'm not an elder, I wouldn't qualify for their chamber. So eke out the little lessons that you might find in the nonsense that they will throw at you to distract you. Because at the end of the day, the good hunting dog never lose sight of the quarry. He doesn't go chasing after lizards or squirrels in the underbrush. Be aware that what they do consistently is to distract you. Aside from the fact that they confirm to you the kind of characters, people in the leadership or ownership of Nigeria, that entire story has nothing to do with you. It's a squabble amongst them. All right? So let's go to the next one. Oh, the Lagos House of Okoro. We have this song, Ele Ofeshu Labule, Edele Ofeshu Labule, Balin Tagu, Ìyàwó ẹ̀ tó gógóró. You know the song now. So I see that what used to be covered by a simple directive by Olori Oko, the Dagobah of the universe, is no longer coverable just like that because everybody have money now. Everybody want power too. And everybody is looking to carve out their own little fiefdom. Long may the squabble continue. But get something clear, not concern you, not be your fight. When I tell you not to die in their war, those are the kind of things I'm telling you not to get involved with. And Natasha, Nicodemus, your Senate president, want to knock Natasha. I think concern you. It's a prerogative to say no. She has said no. If they can't manage their madness among themselves, good enough, they've gone to court. Now this is going before them. They've gone to court. Which brings me to the other one, the Supreme Court judgment in River State. I'm loving it. Don't you get it? I am loving it. And it's important for me that you also develop the capacity to simply be loving it when they are squabbling. It's their war. It's not your war. Don't go picking side in a war that is none of your business. Okay? When I say do not die in their war, these are the wars I'm referring to. The ones that has nothing to do with you. Wike, the wicked, Sim, the simpleton. They are busy squabbling over how they will share the commonwealth of the people of River State and by extension, that of Nigeria. If they are not quarreling, it leaves you with nothing. If they are quarreling, it leaves you with nothing. Focus on the war that you need to be thinking of fighting, the one for your own liberation. Do you understand? See all these Supreme Court do this, that one do that. What's your own? When has the Supreme Court ever done anything in your interest? Please tell me. When was the last time the Supreme Court did something that the nation stood up and applauded that justice was served?